ธุรกิจประกันถือว่าเป็นธุรกิจหนึ่งที่กำลังเติบโตอย่างรวดเร็วในประเทศไทยนะคะเพราะฉะนั้น CEO Agenda วันนี้จะมาพูดคุยกับ CEO ของ AIA สลูนทำสำหรับทิศทางของธุรกิจด้านนี้สวัสดีค่ะ Hello. First off, I have to ask about you. You are actually new here, I presume, in Thailand, but you've had plenty of years in insurance, about 25 years. Please tell us about yourself.
I'm actually not completely new here in many sense. I moved my family to Bangkok in 2009 when I was doing a different job, a regional job. But subsequently, about a year, I left and moved to Hong Kong and Singapore, and then I came back about 6 months ago. So in a strict sense, I'm not new, but also new, but definitely new to AIA Thailand. Yes, I've been in the industry for 25 years, and in fact, this is the only business I know. I'm all in all a life insurance guy. This is the only business I know, and I studied insurance, trained as an actuary, but in Asia for many years, but worked in North America, Canada, and New York for a number of years as well. So it's a combination of things, and I work in many markets. I think probably it's unique in the sense that I live and work in Taiwan, I live and work in Jakarta, Manila, Beijing, Hong Kong, Singapore. So I've been around.
So why insurance? Why did you think insurance?
I think at the beginning it's probably an accident. When I was in college, I was pretty good in math, but I don't want to be teaching mathematics. And I heard that being an actuary, is pretty good career, so I went into that. But I think the more I understand about the business, I think it's really a great business in the sense that insurance, life insurance, is really beneficial to the society. I think it is something unique. There's no industry that can do it, no financial institution. If you compare ourselves with, for example, bank or mutual fund, we are providing a very unique financial solution, which is protection in the event of the greatest needs. So I think at the beginning, clearly it's an accident. Clearly, it is thinking of a career as an actuary. You get paid very well, but later on, I think it is a good industry to work in.
Any challenges that you faced in the past that you of course have overcome that you think that has taught you a lot of lessons?
In terms of
in the insurance business.
Oh, I learned a lot. I've been in the business for 25 years. I think particularly, I started out in North America. I worked in Canada for 4.5 years, and then I moved to New York for 3 years. And as a foreigner working in that environment, I think I learned a great deal in terms of how to manage myself, how to interact with people in the different cultures, how to present myself. Where English clearly is not my first language. So that is the early part of my career. And moving back to Asia, working in different environment also has taught me a lot. And the other thing about my career is that I started out as an actuary, but I very quickly branched out to different areas of insurance business, and that has taught me a lot about how to look at a business problem from different angles, and the importance of, for example, marketing, underwriting, technology, which is not what I was trained at the beginning.
So you learned as you work.
Correct.
Why then have you decided to come back to Thailand? You've been to New York, you've been to various different countries, you moved your whole family here.
Correct.
Why Thailand?
Two reasons. Number one is that because I moved my family here in 2009, because of work actually, and they love it here. absolutely love it here. So when I moved to Hong Kong and subsequently to Singapore, they refused to move with me, right? So in a way, coming back is to be back with the family. You know, the ability to have breakfast with my family every morning means a lot to me. That's number one. Number two is personally, I love Thailand myself. I think it's a really a great place to work and live. In fact, I definitely plan to spend my retirement life quite a bit in Bangkok. It's a great place if you like to play golf, you know, for example. Like to eat, you know. There are a lot of good things about Thailand. And then in terms of work, if you come back to work in Thailand, you know, the opportunity to work for AIA Thailand is really the best job, best insurance job in Thailand.
Well, talking about your entrance into the AIA company in Thailand, what was your perspective of AIA once you started your job?
Before I enter AIA Thailand, I know a lot about AIA Thailand. It is truly an amazing company. We've been around for 76 years. It's long established. Our brand recognition is 100%. We've been doing very well for many years. We are the market leader. So coming to this job, the question is, how do I take it to the next step? You know, it is easier when we are not the number one already, you know, because you have a goal to be number one. Now that you're already number one, what is the goal? You know, so very quickly I realized that first my job is to make sure we maintain number one. You know, not only maintain number one, hopefully widen the gap with our competitors. You know, and secondly, while we are number one in Thailand, we are not number one within the AIA group. You know, there is certainly a belief that we can be a number one company, AIA company within the AIA group. You know, we are now actually number two. You know, Hong Kong is ahead of us. So the goal is to make sure that AIA Thailand is a number one company within the AIA group.
Do you think that perhaps this market has become more overcrowded over the past years? I mean, it's getting pretty tight, isn't it?
It's definitely the competitive landscape definitely has changed. There are more competitors. There are better competitors. It certainly has made it harder from a competitive perspective. But I look at it as actually a good thing. You know, competition drives us to run faster, to do things better, to think about things differently. And really, we cannot be complacent. You know, customers have more choices. There are more ways to buy insurance nowadays. So it actually keep us healthier, I think. And I think it's good for the consumer as well. The competition forces to be better. And on a personal level, it makes the job more interesting. You know, certainly, I do look at competitors closer. You know, despite the fact that we are number one, we certainly have to think like we are not number one and try to maintain it. So I think the competition makes it a little bit harder to do business, but it's actually better for us. I think competition is inevitable. I think it will be even more intense. So now, actually, while we're number one, to maintain the lead, to widen the gap is definitely easier now.
What about bank assurance? You know, this has been booming, you could say, here in Thailand. Many banks are doing this. What are your thoughts about this?
I think bank assurance, if you look at it locally, meaning in Thailand, as well as in the region, as well as globally, certainly bank assurance has gained a lot of foothold. I think in the case of Thailand, 13, 14 years ago, bank assurance is practically negligible. over this 10 years or so, bank insurance in terms of premium certainly has come to close to the agency, or sometimes even exceed the typical traditional agency method. So I think bank insurance is definitely here to stay. It has its strength in terms of distribution, given the bank network. But I think personally, I think the humongous growth phase of bank insurance is probably over. I think there is, well, when you are very small, it's easier to grow. When it reaches a certain point, it's getting harder, number one. Number two, I think even the whole banking experience has changed. I think with the change in technology, there will be less people going to the branches. There will be more internet banking. So I think the dynamics will change, and then also the products space will change. We do need to sell more and more protection business. And if you look at bank assurance product, typically saving, given the nature of the sales where it's very difficult to do underwriting, therefore you can't really sell protection or more sophisticated product. So I believe that going forward, you would see that the growth of the bank insurance would slow down a bit. The agency would definitely maintain its shares, it maintains its relevance. The alternative channel in terms of internet, direct marketing, would probably gain some shares. So I think the rapid growth phase of bank insurance has probably, we are reaching the I won't call saturation, but certainly I would not expect you to see that kind of growth for bank insurance now.
Well,
given the base is
yeah.
much bigger now.
So are you saying you're not interested in bank
We
insurance?
are very much interested. I think
mm.
it's a real, it's a legitimate means of delivering insurance solutions to customer. We are interested. We are continuously looking for opportunities to actually have a better foothold in that space. It's something that we look at it carefully.
So in the near future, are you thinking of having any plans into going?
We look at it constantly. The difficulty is definitely in the case of Thailand, a lot of bank partners are either tied up on an exclusive basis, or they're not big enough. So we look at the bank insurance opportunity very carefully. It has to make sense for our shareholders. It has to make sense for our customer. It also has to make sense for our agency distribution force. It has to make sure it's complementary. So we do look at it. We are interested in it, but we clearly approach it cautiously and hopefully intelligently.
So possibly in the future.
Definitely. Yeah, I would love to announce some big deals anytime, but
not now. Hints.
Well, it's something we work on every day, and it's until we have a deal, then naturally we cannot comment on it. But certainly, I hope during my CEO tenure here, we have a deal or two to announce to the public.
Wow. So where would your strengths be right now? You talk about it amongst your competitors. I know you're a leader, but what key product or what key campaign are you counting on?
I think our strength come in many aspects. First of all, our financial strength. We are incredibly strong financially, backed with a very strong AIA group, which headquarters in Hong Kong. If you look at our solvency ratios, for example, we are one of the strongest, if not the strongest, life insurers in Thailand. That I think is important given the nature of our business, where we actually sell a promise to pay, in the event of a claim, and financial strength is definitely one of them. The other strength that we have is our proprietary distribution channel, which is agency. We have the biggest agency. We have, I believe, the most professional one, and our agencies are great. Are very loyal, and we believe that competitive edge in terms of the way we distribute is very, very difficult for our competitors to replicate. It even takes AIA decades to build it to what we have today. So that is our strength. And naturally, our staff, our ability to come up with innovative products, for example. Lately, we have launched a couple of very good products, and it shows our ability to come up with good products for the customer. If you look at our R&D area, our actuarial, pricing, product development areas, we have the largest, by far, actuarial team in the country, right? And that gives us tremendous technological advantage over our competitors. So I think it's a combination of things that give us the competitive advantages, our strength, and as a CEO, as a new CEO, I have to make sure that we keep that up, maintain that strength, and add more to it by making sure that we are keeping up with time, the technological changes, social media, for example. Recently, we launched our line sticker, as you know, a tremendous response, and we're going to do more. We certainly have for example, our iPOS, where it's a mobile device for agents to approach a customer. It gives the customer a totally different experience in terms of dealing with us. We are first in the market, and I think we will maintain that lead for many years to come. So these are the things I think that keep us apart from our competitors.
Like technologies, it's quite new, isn't it? Like you're talking about stickers online, and how much of a significance has it really been for your company? I mean, and what are the advantages of it? Because some people, they might not understand, they don't grasp the benefits of this.
I think AIA Thailand have been always spending quite a bit of investment in technological side. We spend a lot of effort, money in imaging, workflow, which is something you don't see actually at the background, where we spend a lot of money. I think now we need to step it up and to introduce the technology from a customer experience perspective, and that is new. I think that we probably are not necessarily very advanced compared to some of our competitors. This is an area we're going to have to step it up. I think it's important from many aspects, from the way we deliver the insurance solutions through technology, the way we inform our customers, the way we inform our distributors.
So touch agency. A younger generation.
Correct. In fact, the older generation, I mean, people talk about technology is only more Bangkok and big cities. Actually, it's not true. With the mobile device, for example, it's everywhere now.
That's interesting because you're talking about the younger generation, but when we think about AIA's campaigns, it's a lot to do with the aging population. It's one of the significant campaigns that you've run. So what is your main target right now? Who are we talking about as your customer?
We do market segmentation. We don't look at, we're targeting only the young. I think we are targeting, depending on the target segment we look at, we do different things for them. Clearly what you see in terms of TV commercial, we do quite a bit on the senior, more older generation. But that is for specific product, specific target segment. we actually spend a lot of marketing dollars targeting the younger generation as well. You know, it is important for us not to ignore the young. I mean, it's
So how much
growing.
of a market share are we talking about in terms of these targets? Are the aging population a bigger priority for you?
No, I would not say aging population is a bigger priority. I think we cannot ignore the segment. Clearly, the mature market, I won't say aging, the baby boomers, people who were born in the 60s, 50s, they do have more money to spend. You know, their disposable income is bigger. We cannot ignore them. However, the younger generation, the Gen Y, the Gen X, equally important. Their ability to spend in terms of premium will be maybe a bit less, but they are an important segment that we cannot ignore because they are growing. They are becoming more influential. So it is a combination of using different different marketing strategies to penetrate different markets. We will be making a big mistake if we concentrate on one segment and not the other, particularly for a company like AIA, where we already have a large segment of the market. We cannot simply focus on one. We do need to focus on multiple and make sure our product strategies, our marketing campaign are proper for those different segments.
And talking about expanding yourself, the AIA company is expanding all over town here in Bangkok actually. Can you tell us a little bit about your strategy for 2014 and how much money are you planning to invest in which areas?
Okay. We are investing a lot of money. How much, unfortunately, I cannot share. It's a proprietary information.
Yes.
In terms of 2014, we will invest actually more on technology. We will invest in technology in the sense of from e-learning, for example, for our staff, for our agency. We will invest more technology in terms of our backroom, in terms of how we do workflow imaging, given that we are spread across the country. How do we make it more efficient so that the turnaround time is better? We focus a lot on consumer, the experience that they feel with us through technology. How do we inform them about the products that we have through perhaps Line? We have more than 5 million downloads in a very short period of time. These are the things that we would further invest next year. We will also spend quite a lot of effort in coming up with innovative products. I think the last couple of months we have come up with a few really good ones. I think we will invest further in that space. And as I said, we will continue to look at the non-agency distribution channel, bank insurance, direct marketing, group insurance. Those are the areas we will step it up as well to make sure that we maintain the lead.
Okay, well, sounds very bright and confident. We will be waiting to see what direction you will take next.
I stay tuned. Hopefully, we execute it right. I think personally, after in the business for 25 years, I think the insurance business is less of a strategies, frankly, more as execution. You could have beautiful strategies, you can't execute well, it doesn't count. So hopefully, we could meet again, we could talk again, and we could share with you some of our results.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us today on CEO Agenda. We really are anticipating for the brighter future for AIA.
Thank you very much. We certainly hope to share with you our results when they come up.
โอเคค่ะ
Congrats.
และนี่คือ CEO Agenda สำหรับวันนี้ค่ะ